You have to speak your true thoughts. You have to speak your real words. You have to be real with yourself. You have to be real with other people. You have to have this understanding of yourself, of this self-perspective of yourself, that everything that you do has a purpose. Everything that you do, you know why you're doing it, right? You don't want to be doing things just because other people are doing it. You don't want to be under an influence because other people are, being successful and not knowing why yourself has done it. Do you did it for the money? Do you did it for the people? Are you doing it? Why? Like, why is that a thing, right? And you have to be true, you have to be real with yourself and actually take an accountability on the things that you do in your day-by-day basis, right? So what I mean is that basically everything, everybody, every habit, every person, everything that you do in your life has to have a real sense if this is gonna come into any benefit on productivity into my life, or you gotta have a sense that this is the best thing for me. It's me talking about this, it's gonna give me any knowledge. It's me drinking this, it's gonna be best for me, right? So what I mean by being real, you have to be real with your choices, right? And you have to train your mind to do that. You have to train your mind to be at that and on that under decision making mindset. It's kind of like a video game, right? Let's say, for example, like you're playing a game and then you have option A and option B, but option A is better than option B because option A might be much more harder. You have to stay disciplined, but it will be much more beneficial for you, right? But option B is easier, and you just get the benefits. You just get this locations of your own life by choosing option B, right? So which one are you gonna choose? Are you gonna choose option A or option B? Option A, right? Obviously. So accordingly to your decision making, accordingly to the influence, accordingly to your environment, you have to ask yourself questions. You have to be real with yourself. You have to show true to yourself, right? And true also means loyalty. Loyalty means that you will never give up on what you're doing or what you're working with. If you want to build a business, you will never give up on that business. If you want to build a foundation, if you want to build a community, you will never leave that community alone, because you're going to stay loyal. You're going to stay true to yourself and know that for sure I'm going to make this happen, right? So this occurs to every concept in life. When it comes into your girl, when it comes into your friends, when it comes into people that you hang around with, you have to show trueness. You have to show truthness, right? You don't want to be fake. And by fake, I don't mean that you have to be fake like, you're disloyal to your friends. No, that's also part of being true to yourself. But what I mean is that you don't have to be a fake person. Don't be a fake personality. Don't tell people lies. Don't tell people all this shit that it's just fake and it's not true, right? You have to put yourself accountable, bro. If someone asks you how much money you make in each month and you're lying to them, telling them that you make $15,000 a month, but realistically you make like what, like 1,000 or 2,000? No, bro. Put yourself in accountability, because now if you put yourself in an accountability, now you will test yourself, right? Okay. So I'll tell everybody I make this small amount of money each month. What am I gonna do to be better? What am I gonna do to gain more money, right? And that's the whole point of it. That's the whole point of you being real to yourself. Being real by knowing what's the best thing for you, right? Because if you're not being real to yourself, nobody knows you better than what you do. People can know you by your personality, by the way you act, your attitude is, but they will never know you by who you truly are. They will never know your personal activities. They will never know your personal accountability, your personal habits, because they're not gonna be there for you 24/7, right? And I feel like with a lot of people, once they start hanging out with a sort of people, they start being different. They start being better. They start being this personality that they normally don't be like. But when they go back home, they go back to their old habits. All of a sudden, they're going back to smoking. All of a sudden, they're going back to drinking. Even though you were just telling your friends that you were gonna stop doing that. Why is that a thing? Because whenever it comes down to the real personality, when it comes to your real character, deep inside, you still haven't changed. You just basically change whenever you hang out with a certain people because you get influenced easily, right? And that could be good when it comes to adaptivity, when it comes to adapting. But when it comes into becoming, when it comes into not knowing yourself, not knowing what to do, not knowing whatever your true worth is, it doesn't work like that, because now you're not gonna know yourself, how to be yourself when it comes into those situations that you have to be yourself, right? What I mean is that instead of you being influenced, instead of you acting out from different thoughts, from different decisions that you want to make in life, you're doing it because of other people. What I'm saying is that you don't have to do that, bro. Do your own thoughts, do your own decisions, take your own accordances to your own thoughts, to your own mind, to your own emotions. Don't do it because other people are doing it. Do it for yourself. Obviously, right? And getting inspired, getting motivational is cool too, but what I'm saying is that it's not for a long run. It's not ideal for a long run, because if you're just doing it and other people are just like giving you all this influence, you're never gonna know yourself. You're gonna be living in a hole, in a loophole, and you don't want to be in that loop, because whenever you want to do something, you're basically gonna just ask everybody for validation. You're gonna ask a lot of people for credibility. You're gonna ask a lot of people for all this bullshit, for all these questions that realistically you don't need, right? And this goes for everybody, because a lot of people, they take social media really serious. They start inputting their lifestyle, they start implementing their character, their personality, and it's okay to do that. But asking your viewers for questions, asking people for what you should do in your days, well, if you can do this, if you can do that, you're basically living in a fake world, because you're not doing it for yourself. You're basically like a character, bro. You're playing like a video game character. And this is why you need to start living true to your own thoughts. Like, let me put it into another example. There's been a lot of times where in class a teacher asks you a question, right? But then all of a sudden you know the answer, she mentions the answer and you were right, but you were too scared to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. You can be a student of life. It's okay to be wrong, because typically everybody was wrong at first in order for them to get it right. So I feel like a lot of people let their ego get in their way, and they don't want to be a student of the life, bro. They don't want to get better by hearing other people's opinions. And that's what kind of sucks, because think about it like this. Think about it like this, bro. Let's say, for example, you think, let's say, for example, you think you know everything. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But at the end of the day, this guy, he's been doing this for much more time than you. He has more experience, he has more knowledge, but you're doing better than him. But all of a sudden your ego is gets in your way, and then you don't want to gain information. You don't get to gain knowledge from him because you think you're better than him, which is that's false. You don't want to do that. That's something false, bro. Be a student of life. Be a student to yourself. Be better. Be the best you can be. Right? And that's what I'm trying to get at, because I feel like with a lot of people, bro, they don't want to learn anything. They don't want to get all this information. You don't want to buy courses. You don't want to invest in yourself. You don't want to put time into yourself because you think everything is boring. You think that your life right now is at the best. Just because you tell other people that you have these new shoes, you have anything like that, it doesn't mean, or you're telling other people you're going to be rich. It doesn't mean anything, bro. Being rich is just you growing as a person. You having understanding, you having self-awareness that you can do much more better than what you're doing right now. That's basically what it is. And that's why a lot of people tend to fail, because their ego, bro, their ego. And I always talk about this because it's a real thing. The ego ruins your whole personality. It ruins your character. That's why a lot of successful people don't let young people get into their own platforms, because a lot of young people have egos, and it's okay. Having an ego is not that bad, but it's just the way that we have been programmed to have that ego. Instead of having that evil ego, have a good ego. Stop trying to prove yourself for other people. Stop thinking that you're you don't need anything from anybody. That's not how the world works. You need work for anybody. The only reason why you're living right now because other work from other people around the world have provided you from their service, right? So yeah, man, just stay true to yourself. Stay true to your words and just be real. Be real to yourself. Is this really what I want to do? Am I really doing this for my own occurrences? Am I really doing this for myself? Is this really gonna help me in life? Just ask yourself these questions and be real, because if you're not real, you're not gonna attract real people into your life. And that's a real thing, man. But yeah, man, it's been Fredo Saga. Y'all go follow my TikTok. I always talk about anything in life. I can really change your life. Y'all go subscribe to my other YouTube channel. I should be posting there soon. But yeah, man, I'm just here at this beautiful beach. Let me just show you around real quick. Look at that, man. You know, I'm just relaxing, man. I'm just chilling, you know, I'm just chilling. You know, just having time for myself. But like I said, man, like I mentioned, stay true to yourself. Let's explore, let's input this information, this new term that we're gonna input to ourselves, to the real world, and let's be better. Let's get it.